Dear students, let us discuss on mathematical modeling of single area automatic load frequency control. Automatic load frequency control systems are employed in power system operation for minimizing the frequency deviations whenever the load change takes place. In a power system, a group of turbines and generators which responds together for a load change are called as coherent group of generators. For the simplicity of analysis, a single turbine and generator arrangement is taken into the consideration. The speed governor provides the necessary speed command, that means the valve opening or closing, which is required for controlling the speed of the turbine. If the valve opening is more steam entry into the turbine leads to what? Increase in the speed of the turbine. If the valve opening is less steam entry into the turbine leads to what? Decrease in the speed of the turbine. Accordingly, these speed changes results in the variation in the mechanical energy supplied to the generator. Thereby the generator starts generating the electricity based on the speed variations. Here del f of s or del omega f s is the change in the frequency, and in order to consider the speed droop characteristics of the speed governor, that part is also included in this block diagram. Del p reference of s is the reference speed setting, which has to be changed by sensing the speed from the or frequency from the output lobe. The complete modeling of this automatic load frequency control system involves the modeling of the various apparatus like modeling of the speed governing, modeling of the turbine response, modeling of the power system or generator and load, and then integrating all this modeling will get complete modeling of single area automatic load frequency control system. First, let us discuss modeling of speed governing system. For the purpose of analysis, let us consider the flyball speed governing mechanism. The flyball speed governing mechanism translates the speed changes resulting from the load variations into the steam control by changing the valve opening or closing. Now, let the load increment has taken place, we need to increase the speed of the turbine. To increase the speed of the turbine, how this flyball speed governor system works, let us discuss. We need to give a rise command for the speed changer. When we give a rise command, the linkage points A and B will move down and the linkage points C and D will move up. The high pressure oil, which is stored in an oil reservoir and pumped from a servo motor, enters the hydraulic amplifier through the upper valve opening and pushes the main piston downwards. That means the linkage E point will move downward. Thereby more steam entry into the turbine takes place and the speed of the turbine increases. During this process, when the linkage point B moves down, the flyballs B1 and B2 move away. The reverse process happens when the speed decrement needs to be carried out. When the speed decrement needs to be carried out, we need to give a lower command at the speed changer. Thereby the linkage points A and B will move up, C and D will move down. Now the high pressure oil enters the main cylinder through the lower opening and pushes the main piston upwards. Now the linkage point E will move up. Thereby the steam entry into the turbine gets reduced, the speed will also get reduced. This entire operation is modeled by using a equation del Pg of S, change in the governor power output, is equal to del P reference of S minus 1 by R into del F of S, where R is the speed regulation. This also can be given by the equation. The change in the valve opening del PV is equal to Kg into integral of del XC with respect to dt. Taking the Laplace transform of this equation, we will get del PV of S is equal to Kg divided by 1 plus STg into del P reference of S minus 1 by R into del F of S. All of you observe here where the Kg here indicates that the gain of the hydraulic amplifier or the gain of the speed governor, and Tg is the time constant of the speed governor. It's approximated as 100 milliseconds and it can also be evaluated from the equation 1 divided by Kgr. Okay, so next the above equation is represented in the form of block diagram like this. So del P reference is the input minus 1 by r into del f of s is the input, del PV of s, change in the valve opening, is the output. This is the modeling or the representation of the speed governor. Now let us discuss about the second type of modeling of the turbine response or modeling of the turbine. Whenever the mechanical energy supplied to the generator changes, accordingly what will happen means electricity produced from the generator will also undergo what? Changes. The change in the steam flow causes a change in the power developed by the turbine. The response of the turbine is given by del Pm of S. In some of the books, instead of using the suffix m, capital T is also used. Del Pt of S or del P suffix Tr also used for the turbine is equal to Kt divided by 1 plus St2 into del Pv of S is the. Now del P of S is what? Input. Del Pm of S or del Pt of S is what? Output. Okay, Kt or Ktr is the gain of the turbine. For simplicity, it is assumed as 1.0. Tt is the time constant of the turbine. It is nothing but the response time of the turbine. Its time interval is 0.1 to 0.5 seconds for non-reheat turbine and 4 to 10 seconds for reheat turbine, because the process of reheating is more. That it takes time. This equation is represented in the form of block diagram like this. So del PV of S is the input, change in the valve opening. Del Pm of S is what? Output, Kt by 1 plus St. So this is the modeling of the turbine. Next one is the modeling of the power system or generator and load response. The change in the power developed by the turbine causes change in the generator power output by an amount of del Pg. The difference between the generator power output del Pg and the load demand del PL or del PD results in what? Frequency deviations. So difference between the del Pg and del PL is observed in the power system in the two ways. Whenever the load change takes place initially, what will happen? The initial load change is met by first one by increasing the stored kinetic energy of alternator rotor. That means the rotating masses of the energy stored in the rotating masses of the alternator rotor. Next one is increase in the power consumption in the power system. That is equal to del PL is equal to D into del omega, where D is called as the load damping constant. It is expressed as del PL by del omega. It's per unit megawatts per hertz. This turbine and the power system response is expressed by the equation del omega Fs or del F of S is equal to Kp by 1 plus Stp into del Pg of S minus del PL of S. Del PL of S is the change in the load demand. Del Pg of S is the generator power output. Kp is the gain of the power system. So it's defined as reciprocal of D. Expressed in hertz per unit megawatt. Where Tp is the time constant of the power system, it is defined as 2h by df naught. It's approximately 10 to 30 seconds. Where h is inertia constant in seconds or megajoules per MVA. F naught is the rated frequency. It can be expressed in hertz or per unit. Del Pg of S or del Pm of S is the change in the output of generator or the turbine. The above equation can be represented in the form of block diagram like this. This is the modeling of the power system. Now combining the modeling of the turbine, modeling of the speed governor and modeling of the power system, the complete modeling of the automatic load frequency control system is given here. So del P reference of S is the input, del F of S or del omega of S is the output, and in order to sense the speed variations to decide the how much speed change is required, the output is fed back to the input via the slope. A negative feedback arrangement is employed, that is 1 by R. The books referred are Power Generation, Operation and Control, Alan J. Wood et al. And Power System Operation and Control by K. Umara. Thank you.